Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I'm just sitting here drinking my morning coffee. Looking sexy as hell as usual. And for those of you who say I don't look sexy as hell drinking my coffee, nobody cares what you think. I didn't ask you shit. Alright, speaking of sexy, let's talk a little bit about testosterone. For some reason, and actually I blame the industry, people get so obsessed with this idea that they can do all these things to boost their testosterone meaningfully, right? They can do all these things with their diet, their nutrition, with everything else, with supplements. But I want people to understand that, number one, there's actually not a lot you can do to make meaningful changes. You can do some stuff, but they're basically just called live a healthy lifestyle. Okay, don't be fat, don't drink alcohol, don't smoke. Okay, and we need to be clear. Obesity is the cause of the reduction in testosterone in men in the West. This is what most of the experts think is causing the decline. Okay? That is what they believe. So we need to be very clear on that. Don't be fat. That's it. And people have made crazy extrapolations, though, and I do want people to be aware. You'll see people say, well, in 140 years ago, they weren't measuring testosterone back then. Stop making that up. That's an extrapolation based upon what's happened over the last 30 to 40 years and assuming it has been a steady decline, and it hasn't. Again, the largest factor, because the things that have been looked at, environmental factors, hormonal factors as far as hormone disruptors, everything, the largest cause is simply being obese. And given that we know obesity affects testosterone and we have an obesity crisis, it makes sense that the average has gone down significantly. Right? This isn't difficult. But because everyone's obsessed with it, and the other reason the industry pushes it, everyone's obsessed with it because of these things, but also because testosterone has been associated with being jacked, right? But here's the problem. People are associating because they know bodybuilders and really jacked people oftentimes use testosterone and testosterone derivatives. That must be the key to gaining muscle. So like if I can just get a little boost, the problem is the little boost hasn't produced muscle growth in the lab, okay? What people are forgetting is that it's multifold increases. It's not a 20% increase. Keep in mind, go read any forum, and I disagree with this case or this point, but what do they usually recommend a first-time cycle be if you go to any sort of gear forum? 500 milligrams of testosterone. How much? Do you guys have any idea how much of an increase that is? Let's assume a replacement dose for you, which would replace what your full body makes, because you go on a replacement once you add anything because your body stops making it. 100 to 125 milligrams. So let's say even 125. That is 4 times the amount. That's a 300% increase, not a 10%, not a 20, not a 40, a 300% increase. And that is what all these forums and Reddit and everything else recommend for a first timer, for a newbie to that stuff. A 300% increase over the average normal healthy. And they're still not going to be bodybuilder big from it. Context. But people love to market it, and they love to market foods that when you look at it are often transient. If we eat certain types of fat, you'll get small boosts. But when you start looking at more long-term stuff, what do we see? Exact opposite, can increase free testosterone without affecting total testosterone. So, you get silly with that. I mean, perfect example, higher carbohydrate diets reduce SHBG, which increases free testosterone. Which is kind of funny because people will be like, well, higher fat diet might boost total amount. And then a higher carbohydrate diet will reduce free testosterone. Combine those together and then you get fat and then your testosterone goes down. I mean, it's like people seeing that there's not really a real win here. There's not a win on this. The win is to eat a quality diet of good food. Don't be obese. Don't drink, don't smoke. That's your big factors. And if all of that fails and you want to boost it, there's the other method that involves pharmaceuticals. Okay, taking testosterone directly. But that's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. But then on the other hand, you'll get people who say, but doesn't that have higher side effects? No, if you boosted your testosterone production 300%, you'd get the same side effects as someone using 500 milligrams. You think your body cares? When we talk about extremely elevated testosterone, you think your body cares? And those side effects might be minimal to non-existent for many people. But just pointing that out, there's not a difference in terms of side effects to that degree. Oh, like your lipids are going to be better, your blood pressure is not going to be affected. No, that's not how it works. This is nonsense. But the thing is, people obsess over it. They obsess over it as if it is the magical key to gaining muscle, and it really isn't. Just having healthy testosterone, it may help you a very, 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 very small amount, but you know where most of that's really going to come from? Because you feel better, because you're healthier, because you feel better, you have more energy, therefore your training and recovery is going to be better. We see the circular logic here. We're all the way back over, though, to what's the best thing a person who doesn't need replacement therapy, what's the best thing they can do? Because again, the supplements don't work. We need to be clear. The test boosters do not work consistently in studies, and everyone says, well, this one didn't. It's like, no, it really doesn't. Do deeper digging. And the point is, even if it did, would it be meaningful in any way? Okay? Would it be meaningful in any way? But I would say to people, what I don't get, they get this obsession with boosting testosterone. Boosting testosterone has been so massively overhyped by the industry. But then the same people don't want to pin testosterone. Just admit you want to use testosterone would be my advice at that point. Just admit it. Because if your goal is, I'm trying to get more and more, I want more testosterone, I'm like, so you don't want to be natty. Just admit it. That's okay. Plenty of people use gear. It's pretty normal. For all these people who claim natty, I can assure you most of them are not. The lifting world's been this way a real long time. Generations, right? And that's fine. Do whatever you want to do. But don't pretend that you're going to make these massive changes you're going to do something that's going to give you this enormous testosterone. And really the real benefits are that you're just healthy, right? The optimized testosterone levels is just a sign of overall health for at your age. That's it. You live a healthy lifestyle. My advice would be just live a healthy lifestyle. Don't worry about it until you need medical intervention, in which case you go to a pharmaceutical. It's pretty straightforward. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.